Today's Namaste Yoga is the second in a series of classes on yoga for the emotions. Today we'll focus on compassion.
Hello, welcome to episode 2.
Here's our blanket. Excellent.
Asymmetrical turn. Dropping and sinking up.
Notice how
So just notice. Joining us for the second episode next week.
Namaste. Hello and welcome to episode 99 of Namaste Yoga. Only one more episode and we'll be at our 100th episode, which I think is quite a milestone for giving away a free weekly yoga video podcast. So thank you to all of you who have supported us. You can support us by going to melissawest.com, and there are links there on the home page to allow you to make donations to the podcast to help us to distribute this to an audience. I wanted to share a message that I received from Karen this week in New Jersey. People are loving this Yoga for Emotion series, and here's one email that I got about it. Melissa, your episode on fear came just when I needed it. I practiced this episode today, 9/11. It was a day of remembrance for me since I live 10 miles from the site of the World Trade Centers, and we have spent most of today remembering the loss, the brave, and the fear of that day. In addition to my father fighting a courageous but losing battle with cancer, my fear of a future without him, of his suffering, and the responsibilities that will fall upon me when he dies have been overwhelming me at times. I'm getting choked up here. Today's practice reminded me that everything is working out for my highest good. I can't always be in control, but I can be prepared. And finally, if it is not happening now, it is not happening. I felt so much calmer, stronger, and confident, really getting choked up, that I will be able to face what comes my way. Thank you. Namaste, Karen. So actually, this kind of emotional response is perfect for today's yoga practice. Today we're working with the emotion of sadness, compassion, empathy. And it's said when this emotion is directed towards others, as I was feeling that compassion for Karen, this is a really positive emotion. It's one that a lot of spiritual paths encourage, including the Buddhist path. But when we get in really self-centered sadness, it can be a more destructive emotion. So we're going to work with this emotion today. I will get you lying down just to kind of introduce you to the topic, but if you have blocks, you'll need 2 blocks. And then also I would encourage you to get a Mexican blanket, nice thick one. I got this one on Amazon for $20. I'm really super happy with it. If you look up yoga blankets or Mexican blankets, it will come up. It's a great one for sitting. I use it in meditation. But any blanket that you can just lift your hips a little bit, make it easier for you to sit, would be great. So go ahead and rest back. Let's start to center in today's topic. So sadness is a feeling that comes up to encourage us to let go of Sadness is an emotion that comes up to encourage us to release attachments. And compassion is sadness that is not self-centered. The solution to our own suffering is true knowledge. It's knowledge of our own inner peace, the quality of our Atman, our higher self, our spiritual self, and the interconnectedness of all beings. True compassion involves the recognition that the suffering of others, as well as their joy, is our own. Karuna, which is the emotion of compassion, or also translates directly as sadness, is a rajasic emotion. Its element is water, which we can experience when we cry those tears, and I just experienced by welling up a bit. And it's also related to the ayurvedic dosha of kapha. So kapha people tend to have a lot of water in their bodies. They tend to be a little bigger build. So when we talk about this emotion, we talk about compassion for our own ignorance and for the ignorance of our others. It's almost as if we forget our true nature, our true self. And this can bring us that kind of sadness, that depression, that is quite common and prevalent in our culture. I love this quote from the book that I was working with this week, Peter Marchand's book, Rasa Sadhana, The Yoga of Nine Emotions. True compassion is a communication of truth in loving kindness. So sadness really is nothing more than an error in our perception, because in truth we are all eternal and each experience is temporary. You know that expression that time heals all wounds. So when we practice karuna sadhana, we are denying this kind of self-centered sadness and embracing true compassion by always being caring and kind. And it's this kind of universal and undiscriminating kindness and caring that we can cultivate when we work with karuna, compassion. So go ahead and set your intention for your practice today. How is it that you would like to work with sadness, with compassion? What is it that you would like to receive from these teachings and from your practice of yoga today? And go ahead and state your intention either out loud or speak it in your mind. And then you can join me sitting, coming up and sit. You might want to prop yourself up on a blanket, stretch out, wiggle, do whatever you want to get comfortable and find a comfortable seated position. Okay, so let's go ahead and come into the twist. You're going to take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, take your right hand to the base of your spine and turn towards it. Doing a lovely spinal twist here to warm up our spine. If this practice of coming into sitting so quickly isn't working for you, you can always come to sitting in a chair. And then come back center and take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Take your left hand to the base of your spine. Lengthen your spine up as you rotate. Focus on your exhale, breathing your navel back to your spine. And then come back to center. Take your hands behind you and lift your chest up. Tuck your chin, bring your ears back over your shoulders. So you're doing a little back bend here. You've got We're sharing our space with lots of critters today. I'm seeing birds flying behind us. I was seeing when I did my twist, I saw a couple of grasshoppers cross behind us. We just found a baby snapping turtle before we began filming that Tim picked up. We took some pictures of it. Okay, and then release that and just take your legs out in front of you. Stretch, shake them and wiggle them out. Shake out your hips. We're going to stretch out a bit. So I had this most lovely Facebook chat with one of our Namaste yoga viewers from Italy, Floriana Radino, this weekend, and talking about mudras. And I was saying, I always run out of time for doing mudras. And she said, well, why don't you do them at the beginning of the show? And I thought, now that's a great idea. So thank you, Floriana. I appreciate that. So we're going to start with a mudra. This is one of my absolute favorite mudras. You're going to bring your pinkies and your thumbs together and extend all your other fingers out. This is the lotus mudra. I often do this mudra when I'm trying, inviting in Lakshmi, invoking Lakshmi into our practice, the goddess of beauty and abundance. Yes, Jai Lakshmi. We all love Lakshmi. But we're going to do it today with the Buddhist practice of loving kindness meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. And repeat silently to yourself. May I be free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be healthy and strong. And may I look after myself joyfully. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it fall out of your mouth. And bring to mind somebody who you respect very much. This can be somebody who's had a great deal of impact on your life, a teacher, a mentor. Somebody like that is really good to choose for this second verse of loving kindness. It can be somebody you know, but it can also be somebody that you don't know that's really influenced you. So today, for example, I'm going to choose Sally Kempton, one of my favorite teachers, one of my favorite spiritual teachers. So bring that person to mind and let's share loving kindness with them. May you be free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. And may you look after yourself joyfully. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it fall out of your mouth. Now bring to mind somebody who you love very much. It could be a partner, your child, a parent, somebody who you have a great deal of love and adoration for. Bring that person to mind, or any sentient being. It could be a pet too, would be a good one. And we'll send that person or animal loving kindness. May you be free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you look after yourself joyfully. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it fall out of your mouth. And now bring to mind somebody for whom you neither feel strong feelings of love or strong feelings of disagreement towards. So somebody who you feel really kind of indifferent towards. You don't really know them. So it could be a crossing guard, somebody at some place like a cashier. So bring to mind somebody who you don't really know, but you choose to send loving kindness to. May you be free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you look after yourself joyfully. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it fall out of your mouth. Now bring to mind a person who gets under your skin. Somebody who is difficult to you. Somebody who makes you feel a little angry, gets your blood boiling a little bit. And we will practice sending loving kindness to that person. So bring to mind that person and notice what happens in your body as soon as you think of that person. For me, it's kind of like tightening and clenching around my heart. May you be free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you look after yourself joyfully. And then, because that one for me usually gets my body a little agitated, I like to bring it back around and offer loving kindness to myself again to finish. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it fall out of your mouth. And repeat silently to yourself. May I be free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be healthy and strong. May I look after myself joyfully. So breathe that in and soak that in. And then you can release your hands, and let's release our legs. Whew. Let's shake it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to start today with a zigzag pose. So what you're going to do is take your legs bent, creating a zigzag. And you're going to exhale, so here we have your right leg in front of your left leg. And you're going to exhale, work your left hand around, and inhale and back. So you create a semicircle. Exhale around, and inhale back. And you can try this without any props. You want to have both hips on the ground. You may, though, need to fill the space underneath either one of your butt cheeks with a folded blanket, okay? So go ahead and do that if you need to do that. So we'll exhale around. Nice hip opener. Nice spinal opener to help us. We're going to do a lot of back bends today to open up our heart centers. Hearts are the center of compassion on the positive end of this emotion, and then sadness and grief on the more self-centered side of this emotion. Of course, sadness and grief are really important emotions, and we need to fully experience them. So if you're experiencing loss, especially if a loved one, that is, the most difficult attachment to deal with in our life. And so it's completely natural to fully experience your sadness around that, and you definitely should do that and fully express it. It's when the sadness starts to come to our detriment that we can't function day to day after a long period of time, then we need to start to get help for depression if that's the case. I have a fabulous yoga video, Yoga for Depression, that you can, it's called Decentering Depression, that you can get on my website. And then place your right hand down behind your right butt cheek, and you're going to inhale, lift up. And exhale, arc down. So inhale, lift up. And exhale down. So kind of a little side bend along with a back bend. Okay, and then let's switch sides. So bring your legs over to the other side. And this is going to be probably a different story on this side. So if you need to fill this space, then go ahead and fill the space. You're going to exhale, circle your right hand around, and inhale it back. It's like you have chalk and you're drawing a circle. Breathing out as you twist, warming up your spine, starting to prepare your spine to doing some of those back bends. And then place your left hand by your left butt cheek and we'll inhale, arc up. Okay, and then come back center. All right, let's stretch out our legs. I'm going to put your blankets and your props a little bit off to the side for now. And then let's step into downward facing dog. Okay, from here we're going to come into pigeon pose. Take your right leg up, bring your right leg forward towards your right knee, bent, and fold forward over your bent right leg. I think consistent pose across all these practices this week in this series, because gets right into that pelvis, the place where we hold things like emotions. That watery element of your pelvis and your second chakra, and we want our emotions to flow freely, not to get stuck anywhere in our body. So in this pose too, it can be really useful. You want your hips to be level across the back, but if there's space here, which there will be on a lot of people, tuck your folded up blanket underneath there. Get your bolster, fill it in this space. So wherever there's space, fill the space with props. Okay, and we're going to practice some heart openers too here. So take your hands underneath your shoulders, roll your shoulders back and down. I want you to inhale, lift up, lift your heart up, and move from your chest, not from your neck. Keep your chin tucked, and exhale and lower down. So inhale, arc up. Lift your chest. Keep your tail tucked under. Keep your low back long. Exhale, lower down. Okay, and then from here, let's tuck your toes under at the back. Step down, back into downward facing dog. Remember, you can do downward facing dog using a wall if this is too much weight bearing for you. Then take your left leg up, give it a shake and a wiggle. Bring your left knee forward towards your left wrist, your left heel over towards your right hip bone. Reach your right leg back and long. Whew. And then fold forward over your bent left leg. I gotta say, I've been going through this period where my hips are so tight. Okay, then take your hands underneath your shoulders and inhale, lift up. Keep reaching forward with your right hip bone, tuck your tail under, reach your pubic bone forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, come forward. Okay, and then let's step back into downward facing dog. Tuck your right toes under at the back. Reach your hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, and then come on down. Come down to a comfortable seated position for you. I'm going to sit kneeling on a block. This is a really nice way to sit. Okay. I'm going to do another breath practice. We're going to work with Kapalabhati breath. So Kapalabhati breath, we talk about that kind of sadness that leads us into inertia, kind of depression where you can't get out of bed in the morning. Kapalabhati will light that fire, get you going again. Great breath practice. It's a really good breath practice for kaphas. So as we mentioned, kaphas are more prone to depression because that watery element in their bodies, it's easy for them to get inert. They got to really work to keep moving. And my husband's looking at me funny because he's a kapha pitta, but kaphas are the most loving, loyal, beautiful people I know. So I say this with all the love in my heart, kaphas. I adore kaphas. All my best friends, my closest friends are kaphas. Remember when we started this series, we said that we would practice with loving kindness and acceptance, that there would be no judgment around these, bringing awareness to our emotions. Okay, Kapalabhati breath helps to create fire in your belly, ignites you, gets you up and going. The way that it works is you exhale. Let's just do this with a ha breath first. You exhale with a ha, ha, and draw your navel back towards your spine. Ha, 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 ha. Now, the only difference that you're going to do when you're doing Kapalabhati is to change the ha's to breathing out through your nose. So it works like this. So with Kapalabhati, the exhalation is active, the inhalation is passive. This is one of those fake it till you make it breaths, and go slower makes it easier. So be patient with yourself, and it's a breath that will come, and it's very rewarding. I adore this breath. I love this breath. So let's take a deep breath in. Kapalabhati. So you could either keep your hands on your belly to stay connected with the action of your belly drawing back, or you could go back to that mudra. Full breath in, full breath out. Breathe in part way. Suspend your breath. And then release your breath. Great. Let's try that Kapalabhati breath again. I don't know what kind of bird that is, but it's a really funky sound. Let's try Kapalabhati again. Big breath in. Here we go. Full breath in, fully breathe out, breathe in part way, suspend your breath. And exhale. Whew. Okay, so Kapalabhati breath, I'm just reminded as we're sitting here practicing this breath that we are connecting with all of nature. I heard a frog behind me and a bird in front of me. And part of practicing yoga is to tune into our interconnectedness. And one of the most powerful ways that we can do this is by communing with nature, by connecting with nature. And what made me think of that was Ian Finn's Blissology project. And one of the main components to that project is this connection with nature, so that we can feel the interconnectedness with all of things. And when we do that, then we realize our sadness is the world's sadness, or the world's sadness is our sadness. And we can have compassion for all living things. And saying that our joy is the world's joy, or the world's joy is our joy. And then we can experience joy with all living things. And by communing with nature and connecting with nature, getting out in nature, we can experience that interconnectedness with all things. Okay, let's bring ourselves up to standing, please. From standing, we're going to work with sun salutations. So, as I mentioned before, it's the kapha dosha people that tend to get that sadness is more connected to their nature. And so we need to bring some fire to kaphas, to their watery, earthy nature. And this is what kaphas tend to be. They tend to hold on to weight. It's hard for them to lose weight. And so their practice, it's very useful if we can create heat in their body to increase their metabolism. They need a more vigorous practice. Okay, so let's stand at the front of our mat. We're going to do sun salutations with a focus on opening our heart. Bring your hands to your heart center in prayer position. Inhale, reach your arms up. Lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep your tail tucked under. Exhale, flat back hinge, come forward. Inhale, open your heart, lift your heart. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, step your right foot back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arc up, open your heart. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, step your left foot back. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up into cobra. Exhale, into downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, lower your left knee. Exhale, inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, walk your left foot in. Exhale. Inhale, look up, open your heart center. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, come all the way up, lift your heart. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, reach up, tuck your tail, lift your heart. Exhale, hip hinge forward. Inhale, lift your heart, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, bring your left foot back. Exhale, lower your left knee. Inhale, lift your heart in lunge pose. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, sink back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your left foot in. Exhale, lower your right knee. Inhale, arc up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, step your right foot in. Exhale into the forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, arc your arms up. Lift your heart. Exhale, flat back hinge, come forward. Inhale, flat back, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take your right foot back. Exhale, lower your right knee. Inhale, arc up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your right toes under. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, option to lower your knees, lower down, chaturanga. Tuck your tail under. Inhale, lift your heart. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your right foot forward. Exhale, lower your left knee. Inhale, arc up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, walk your back left foot in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, flat back, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hip hinge forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your left foot back. Exhale, lower your left knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your left toe under. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward for plank pose. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot in. Exhale, lower your right knee. Inhale, arc up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your right toe under. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back to come up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, let's do one more round of sun salutations. Oh my goodness, such beautiful monarch butterflies here, right in the, yeah, that's great, get a picture of that, right in the goldenrod here, just beautiful. Oh, it's posing for us. Hang on. Here it goes, gorgeous, gorgeous monarch butterfly. That gave us a little reprieve before our last round of sun salutation. I'm grateful for that. Okay, let's do one more round. Hands at your heart center. Inhale, reach up, lift your heart. Exhale, hip hinge forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your right foot back. Exhale, lower your right knee. Inhale, arc your heart up in the lunge pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your right toes under. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog, long spine. Inhale, come forward to plank. Tuck your tail under, draw your navel back towards your spine. Inhale, elbows in, lower down. Lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your right foot forward, lower your left knee. Exhale. Inhale, arc up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your left toe under. Exhale, walk it forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your tail under, come up. Lift your heart. Exhale. Hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flat back hinge. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your left foot back. Exhale, lower your left knee. Inhale, tuck your tail under, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your tail under. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Exhale, lower your right knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, tuck your right toe under. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arc up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. Whew. That was good. All right. So let's do, wow. Let's do one of the most beautiful poses for compassion, peaceful warrior. So take a big step back with your right foot. Turn your right hip so they face the front of the mat. Sink down through your front left sit bone. Inhale, reach up, warrior one arms. You're going to bring your right arm behind. Spread your left fingers and look up through your fingers here. A little back bending warrior here, peaceful warrior. Okay, then release, peaceful warrior, come up, stand at the front of your mat. Let's do peaceful warrior on the other side as well. Take a generous step back with your left foot. Turn your hips so they face the long edge of your mat. Sink down through your front right sit bone. Inhale, bring your arms up, warrior one. You're going to take your left arm behind, bend backwards and look up through your right fingertips. Spread them nice and wide. Okay, and then release that pose from your body. Of course, we're doing a class on sadness. Let's practice breath of joy. Helps to open up the heart center, helps to move you out of that kind of kapha sluggishness too, really open your heart. So the way that it works is you inhale, you take your arms out in front. You inhale a little bit more, you open your arms out to the side. You inhale up overhead, and then exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. So inhale, 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 exhale. Front, side, overhead, exhale. And if that knee bend isn't working for you, that folding forward, you can just do it right here. Good. Finish on a forward fold here. And then you're going to come down and I'm going to set you up for your Shavasana. We're going to do, I came up too fast. Dizzy. Okay. I need to have some lunch too, to be honest. A little bit sugar low, a little bit dizzy, a little bit breath practice. Okay, so you're going to come and lie down. I want to set you up for this, for reclined goddess pose. I think this is such a beautiful pose to open up the free flow of emotions in your body and to open your heart center at the same time. So take a blanket or a towel and you're going to roll it up and then place it down. You'll need your blocks too. Okay, You're going to sit in front of your blanket. Take your blocks on either side of the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and open your knees. And then we'll have to play around with this a bit. But you're going to lie down onto your homemade bolster. And open your arms out to the side. So stay here for a good 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to finish with a poem by Sri Chinmoy for you. It's a poem called Compassion. Mine is the heart that soulfully loves. Aspiration. Sunrise. Mine is the heart that mine is the life that undeservedly loves. Compassion. Sunset. And here's another one by Sri Chinmoy. O divine, connect my heart wings to your compassion eye light. I shall fly and fly far beyond the domain of ignorance night. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 99 of Namaste Yoga. I so appreciate you being with us and your yoga. Thank you. Your yoga. Namaste.